Welcome to Embracing Life Again. I'm Catherine Coffer, transition expert and minister. Together, we'll break through life's toughest barriers, rediscover joy, and start dreaming again. It's time to embrace life fully with purpose, passion, and hope. Welcome to Embracing Life Again. I'm your host, Catherine Coffer, where we bring inspiration through life's transitions. The purpose of the show is to embrace life again, to inspire women to find more balance and to feel a sense of freedom, to choose joy and to dream again as we collectively stand in our power, getting you unstuck in your trauma or loss to experience joy and dream again. So today I have a great show with Dr. Cristina, and I'm so excited to have you. So we are going to be learning a lot about transformation and empowerment with regards to our health and wellness. So I will introduce Dr. Cristina Sheehan. Health and Wellness is a renowned health and wellness educator specializing in transforming the way we perceive aging. She's featured on Aging and Awesome TV series. Dr. Cristina is a sought-after speaker for those looking to energize their health and turn back the clock. So today, our purpose is to defy age and transforming our health. So, Missy, we found out that she knows my parents, right? And then we're in the same marketing networking group, right? I'm like, yeah. I know you. I know. And it was too funny, so I'm really excited to have you on.
Good to be here.
Thank you. And don't forget to watch the Adventures of Theo and Zebedee. Today we are going to go to the barn with Maria. She really wants to meet him. And then I'll do some therapy with her at the barn. So look forward to that in the last 10 minutes of our show. So, are you ready?
I am.
Awesome. Okay, so she's a little bubbly like me, so that's a good thing. So, you challenge traditional ideas about aging. What's the biggest misconception women have about health and aging?
I think it's a perception of decline as we age. And there is a stigma, sadly, attached to a particular number, I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
Okay, so there's a worldwide survey that was done by the World Health Organization. And what they found was when they asked this question, what's old? At what age is old? It was invariably the number 70. Okay, that's where people peg old, all right? And attached to that number was a negative perception of that age. Okay? Mm-hmm. So we tend to internalize that, okay? Absorb that view, right. That, okay, we're afraid. So someone in their 40s are often afraid to be in their 50s. And then in their 50s, they're afraid of the 60s, okay? Mm-hmm. And it keeps going. Now, this is dangerous, and we were talking about mindset earlier. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you get that mindset, and you believe that. The body is going to go where the mind takes it.
So true.
Okay, so you're going to decline. So that's the first question is, what do you think is old and why are you doing that to yourself, okay? Wow. Because once you do that, once you peg yourself as old, I'm sorry, you're old, okay?
Right, is that the old adage, you're as old as you feel? Or no, you're as old as you think you are?
Yes, mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm an example of that, okay? So I'm 79 and I do not...
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yes, there's hope.
Okay, so...
Look at this little firecracker. There's hope.
So I just started gymnastics just recently.
No, you didn't.
What?
No.
Yes. So yes, I started gymnastics, and people might say, well, you're too old for that, but no.
Yeah.
Okay, so my instructor is 66 years old.
No
Oh,
way.
yes. Okay, and I'm doing. I think it's so exciting. But going back to the mindset, if I thought, oh my gosh, I'm this age, I can't do that.
No.
Well, then absolutely I could not do it. Okay, and then it starts with little things. So if I am 50 and I'm starting to think I'm old at 50, am I going to exercise at all? No, I'm going to be cautious.
You're going to be
and care-
sedentary.
Absolutely, and that's what kills us.
Oh, for
Being
sure.
sedentary is deadly. It's deadly to us.
Right. Wow. I can't wait. I can do a cartwheel again then.
Well, here's the thing.
But you have to work into it, yes?
I never could do a cartwheel.
Ah.
Okay, so I was like the worst athlete ever. Barely got through PE.
Uh-uh.
You had to have it in college years ago, and I almost didn't make it. I was that bad. So but why should that stop me from wanting to do something I think is fun?
Right.
Okay,
Wow.
so I see these people on the balance beam. Well, it's like, well, why can't I try that? What's the reason why not? Okay, so, well, yeah, if you...
Or we're usually afraid of breaking a bone because we've been told, you're this age, you know, your bones are more brittle. You can break your bones, so don't do anything,
But here you're right. Okay, here you're right and you're wrong at the same time.
I know I am. I know.
Okay, so here's this ugly statistic. If you are a woman 65 or over, and you have a fall, there's a 30% chance that you will be dead within that first year of that fall. And 50% of that age group, 65 and over, are going to have a permanent mobility disability. Okay, permanently impaired because of that fall. Because there's no core strength and there's no back strength. And so when you fall, you have nothing to protect yourself. And so that's the fear. Okay, but I'd rather have a fall off the balance beam knowing that my bones are strong and my muscles are strong. I'd rather be injured that way because you know what? My recovery is going to be very quick. Because
Your mind? Or why?
Well, because I've been training for the last 10 years. Okay, so I started training at 69. So now what happens is your body gets stronger over time. You do not decline. I'm stronger now. I just hit my personal best of pulling 120 pounds.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's probably more than you weigh.
So I'm very excited about that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I what did I start at? And someone asked, well, what did you start at? At 69, I was struggling with 20 to 30 pounds. Wow. Today, 10 years later, I'm at 120 pounds, and that's not fatiguing. I can do 4 sets and pulling 10 repetitions.
Wow.
So now I will move to the next step and the next step. But the point is, we stop our bodies from doing what our bodies are capable of.
Oh.
Going back to the sedentary
Okay.
issue, we shouldn't,
No.
because that is how we hurt ourselves. So then we don't do anything and become overly cautious, because if we haven't done anything, we are at risk for falling and breaking and then having the issue of permanent impairment, if not death within that first year.
Dang. Wow.
Well, on that somber note, what other questions you got?
On that somber note, yes. Okay, so you were in college, you were a college
President. Yeah.
So what inspired you to leave your career and pursue the health and wellness at such a high level?
Okay, so that's such a good question, because I spent my whole life in education. I started teaching deaf children. Of course, now I am profoundly deaf, as you know.
All right.
and so, but I started
But she can still hear me.
with cochlear implants, yes.
Yeah.
But I started my journey working with deaf children, okay, and then progressed for over 40 years in higher education. And so what tipped the scale for me was watching my colleagues' health decline. And then the president of the university in the system where I was a president, he was my colleague, much younger than I am today, literally died on the job. And then I had another colleague with a triple bypass, and another colleague with other serious cardiovascular issues. And I started looking at those around me and the stress that we were undergoing. And of course, we know what stress will kill you. And
Yeah.
I thought, I'm going out the same way that they have gone because my health is going down too. So I have a choice. At 69, I can stay on endlessly.
You're right.
And die on the job. Or I can be courageous and get out and take back my health. And that's what I decided to do.
Wow. That's inspiring. So me being 61, I'm
Just a
doing
youngster.
Good. I know. That's good. Because I'm already, she read to me everything that you're supposed to be doing, which she will share with you. And I'm doing it already, so yay. Yeah, so I'm excited. So many women feel like it's too late, right? But I didn't even know your age. I had no idea. I pegged you at my age, right? So it's never too late to start your health journey. What would you say to those who think they've missed their chance?
Okay, so let me say, you haven't missed your chance. You haven't. Okay, so there's even a study or two on centenarians. Okay, these people are, no, the N can't be that large, or 100, right? But they've done studies to see if they could build back muscle mass, and they could.
We've been told you can't.
You can.
Okay.
You can.
I know I've been told that, and I know we have to eat a lot of protein, right?
You do.
To keep building.
You do.
But every decade we supposedly lose so much of our muscle tone.
You're correct.
I am correct.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I thought. So
Yes.
how can you rebuild?
So here's the sneaky information. You are correct. After the age of 40, you start to
declining.
decline muscle mass and bone density, but you can intervene.
Oh, is that with Liz's thing?
You can intervene, and now there's a whole body of research that's been done. Okay, and Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, she's an MD researcher. She's written the book Forever Strong, and it's all about development of skeletal muscle. And there are a number of researchers coming after her, and what they're saying is that's going to be the best predictor of our longevity and the quality of life that we're going to have in those decades ahead.
Wow.
So building muscle is absolutely available to everyone. It is.
Okay. So you've competed as a natural body fitness competitor since 2017. How did that journey change the way you see aging and wellness?
That's such a good question. And okay, so why do it in the first place? Okay.
Well, usually, we think, oh, we're 60, cool, we can chill out. This is when work begins, right? But we do it because we want to.
Right.
Not because we have to. Because we don't want to be the old grandma that can't do anything with our grandkids, right?
Yeah.
I know I don't. I want to be really active. And I want to be fun and playful. I don't want to be like my grandparents were, that were just sitting there, and we'd go up to them and they'd go, "Hi, sweetie."
Right. They would never move. They would never move.
Right.
Okay, and so that's why clients come to me for what you're talking about, getting off the floor and being able to get getting down and being able to play with the grandkids,
Yes.
chasing after the puppy, being able to put their carry-on bag into the overhead bin. These daily activities. I love just swiping up all my bags of groceries and walking out the store. I don't need anyone to help me. And I don't want anyone to have to help me out of my chair when I'm in my 90s. So right now I'm prepping for my 80s. And then I have to prep for my 90s. Okay, but to answer your question, so why do it? So if I'm working with women, I want to go to the highest level of my own health and wellness. And in the competition world, boy, that's where you are. Because you cannot compete if you're not eating completely clean. There is no alcohol for your prep time.
Wow.
You have to maintain your weight and your muscle. And then you have to, so to me, it was a challenge at the highest level that forced me to be the best example of what I was teaching clients.
Wow.
But let me tell you something else I learned. And that's the issue of who can do this. You know, oh, I have this malady, this infirmity, so I can't do it. But what I watched when I competed was these wheelchair athletes, and they would wheel themselves up and onto the stage, and they would go through all the mandatory poses with the development of the body that they still had left.
Wow.
And I thought, what excuse do I have? When there you see someone who's saying, I've got this potential and it's just as much, but I'm going to take it to the maximum level. So why can't we all do that?
Wow. That's good. That's good. So how can women 40, 50, and even 60 set new health goals that feel exciting rather than overwhelming or just torture? I'm going to say torture.
So I think that we often believe that wellness or fitness and getting into the healthiest, best shape of our life means going to the gym and spending an hour or two every day. Well, who wants to do that?
No one.
So that's why we don't do it, because we it's a mountain too high to climb. And so if I would say to that woman, don't make it that high. Okay? So it's little incremental steps. So if I look back at my journey where I was overweight, slowing down, thinking, oh my gosh, what is 70 going to look like? Oh shoot, because it looked bad. It looked bad back then. It looks great right now. I'm excited about my 80s.
That's so awesome.
But how did I start? With tiny little incremental steps. So that word consistency. Okay, I hated that word. My trainer was using it on me all the time. Because I thought, please stop it. But it is the most important word.
Right.
To take a little step, and every little step brings you closer to the next step and to the pride that you feel in yourself because you've invested in something. It brings joy. It does.
It does. So, let's say you like to watch TV. Can you do some of your exercises while do TV?
That's a good question. And and the answer is yes.
Okay.
So I give exercises to my clients, and they decide how they're going to fit it into their lives. Okay.
Okay.
When they're going to do it, and one is an avid TV watcher. Well, she's figured out that she can do her squats and watch the programs, right? And that she can do her wall push-ups and still track with her program that she's watching.
Oh, that's fun.
That she can pick up her little light weights and do the weight exercises. And so, yes, so she's, women especially, we're good multitaskers, right?
Yes, we are. Right. So I know you're going to try and exhibit some of those today, I think.
I
Right?
can, and I realize that over there in my bag I have my little weights.
Well, what size little weights would you recommend to start?
I start,
1 pound, 2 pounds?
Okay, so
I'm only at 3 pounds. Okay, just for my little.
yeah, right. Okay, that's really a good question. So I start my ladies that have never done anything, or my gentlemen, with 2 pounds. With 2 pounds, okay? And then when that's too easy, we go to 3 pounds. And it, kind of a rule of thumb is if you're doing 12 to 15 repetitions, the last of those repetitions in the second or third set should be challenging. And if you're just doing this, you're no kid. It's movement is better than nothing, but you're not going to build muscle if you do not have resistance.
Right.
So you need something that's a little heavier than being able to just do that.
But it's easier. So many people set goals, especially at the first of the year, right? And health is one of them. And then we level off, right? We struggle to stay motivated. So what's the secret to making and sticking to new habits?
I think it's absolutely establishing a routine that works for you and making failure inevitable by making the steps to get to what you're doing very easy.
Yeah.
So for instance, you've got a little something going, you've got a little routine going, okay? And now you go on a trip. And so what happens to the routine? Okay,
Yeah.
so you get to your hotel room, but you have packed your tennies and your workout outfit, okay?
And I never use them.
Okay. Okay,
Not when I go out.
We
I'll
have-
walk. I'll still walk. I still make sure I do 12 to 15,000 steps a day.
That is very good.
I still do that. So even when I travel,
Okay, that's
I
excellent.
do that, but I don't do weights. I don't sit and then stand up by myself. I don't, do the
Push-ups.
Yeah, I don't do any of that.
Okay.
And I don't know why.
But you've gone the first step. That's a pun, isn't it? No, making your steps. Oh, all right. So, but you have a routine that you're kind of comfortable with. Now, if you want to go to the next level,
Which I need to.
okay. So you get to your hotel room, and the first thing you do is you lay out your workout outfit, your tennis shoes, and what you're going to wear, and then you set your watch to what time you're going to get up, which for me, for conferences, I'll get up at 30, 40 minutes earlier. If I've got a breakfast meeting or an excursion, then I time around that for the time to get up, but I jump into whatever that's going to take me to my exercise, okay? So I don't have to think about where are my shoes, or, where am I going to get my outfit? No, it's I jump in and head out to the gym and then come back and get ready for my day.
Oh.
So if everything's set up and you don't have to think about it, it makes it a little bit easier. And then you organize your time around it. And so you really do have to calendar it and make it fit into your day. And you need a backup plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you're in real estate and you don't know when a call is going to come in, but you have set 6 a.m. for your workup time. Well, now you get your call and you've got to be gone by 7. Okay, so you have to have an alternate time during your scheduled day. When if 7 doesn't work out or 6 doesn't work out your scheduled time, you're going to do it at this backup time. And here's the other thing. It doesn't have to be an hour. It can be 20 minutes. That's all.
That's what I've heard.
You don't
That's
need
what I
it.
heard.
And we think it's a lot of time. So I even have ladies break it up. So 5 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes. And at the end of the day, they have their 20 minutes.
Oh. Do you want to expand on that?
Sure.
The
Okay.
5 and 5 and 5? I
Okay,
mean, because
all
I'm
right,
sure
so,
you're doing arms, stomach, legs,
Get you out of it. Yes.
right?
Right.
Okay, so you're gonna do 4 main parts of our body for
Right.
5 minutes at a time. Is that what I'm hearing, or?
I think that's excellent. But let me add to that. the thing that I'm most passionate about, very passionate about, is this issue that we were talking about earlier, and that's the stability part, and the fact that we fall. And if we spend 2 minutes a day, we could build our stability by simply standing on one foot, unaided, for 1 minute, okay? And then the other foot for one. That's 2 minutes out of our day. There's what, 1,114 minutes in a day?
There's that many, huh?
We can spare two
Oh, yeah.
to build our stability. Yes. So we add that 2 minutes, and then we do a warm up. That's another 3 minutes or so. Okay, now let's say I've got 10 minutes going here. I only have 10 more minutes for the rest of the day. So then I think, well, I could do squats, and that'll take a couple of minutes, and I can do wall push-ups, and that'll take another few minutes. I'm done for the day.
Wow. Do you do any of the, so if you're on the ground like this, right, and this is your butt, right, or this is your leg for your butt.
Yes.
Oh, don't do you do those too?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Love those. And they call them the Jane Fonda workouts because it's the hip lift.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. She used to do those years ago.
Right.
That's probably before your time.
Is that, no, I loved aerobics.
Oh.
I loved doing, I was a gymnast in junior high.
Oh, wow.
And so I loved doing aerobics, right? I wasn't good enough to compete. I mean, I was always the alternate when we competed. So I think I did bar one time as an alternate, right? So I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to be a gymnast. So I got into aerobics and love it. However, Dr. Liz said that's not enough for us aging because we need the weights, we need the resistance, we need the hiking, the different elevations to help our stability, to help different things, right?
Absolutely right.
Okay.
Absolutely right.
Because I love doing Zumba classes now, because that's close to aerobics for me.
You know, it's good because it gets your heart rate up, but
I know, but it's not enough. It's not
is-
exactly what you're talking about
Nope.
to keep our strength, to
Right.
keep our core, to keep everything.
so here's the thing. Nothing beats resistance training as we age. Nothing.
Okay.
Okay. So for women, we're into cardio. Everything is cardio, right? And we never say anything. We never focus on this muscle development until, of course, Dr. Lyon came along with her book,
Right.
Forever Strong. And I mean, the woman is ripped. She's unbelievable. And what she's discovered is you're not going to look like a man. And that's the myth, okay? That we're going to look like a man. We're going to bulk up. We're going to, we're not going to be feminine anymore if we pick up a weight. I believed that until I was 69.
Oh.
I believe that. So, been married for 50 years. I take the weights from one house to the next house, the next house. I used to hang my clothes on them. You know, I thought, what utility do these things have? And now I know that it's imperative. I will do this for the rest of my life because my life depends on keeping my muscle mass intact.
Wow. So, that's good. That's good. Well, I don't know if you saw, but you know when you get older, you have this, you know, you kind of have this flap.
Yes.
What's it called? The whatever.
Well, I tell my ladies, don't flap
Look,
it.
she has none. This girl is solid. Yeah, she has none of that excess where it looks like it's flapping. You know?
Well, I do, but the muscle covers it up.
Oh, well. That's great. Right? So, I think I have one more question for you. Really quick. What's the mindset shift that are essential for women who want to reclaim their health and vitality? one, I would think you can't think it's too hard. Because if you think it's too hard, you won't do it.
Absolutely.
You won't even start doing it if you think it's too hard. But that's my opinion. I don't know what yours is, so.
No, I agree. We have to break it down so that we understand it isn't too hard. And you can take it in tiny chunks. And who can't do, 10 to 20 minutes a day? And then we have to think to ourselves, the years are going to pass. How do we want them to pass?
Right.
What do we want them to look like? And if we want them to look like the most energized, healthiest, best, we have to invest. We can't sit back like our grandmas did.
Right.
Because we will be just like them.
Right. Exactly.
That's our choice.
It is our choice. So, we're making a choice today. I'm going to start picking up. So I do once a week tone and sculpt.
Okay, that's good.
Well, it's once a week though.
Okay.
And it's for 45 minutes and it's a really good class.
Okay.
So I do my squats, I do everything. But I should be doing that how many times a day? I mean, a week. I shouldn't be just doing that on Saturdays. I should be doing that a little every day, right? No. Or is it how many times a week?
I train 3 times a week.
You do? So you wouldn't say every day if I watch TV just to do some reps?
Well, that would be great, but you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
So you do once a week, you add 2 more days during your week, you're good to go. My sessions with my trainers are now pretty heavy sessions, but it's heavy 50 to 60 minutes 3 times a week, and that's all. Now, in between, I do my cardio work.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And, but often it's not every day. So as you have a practice that you're 80-20, right? 80% of the time you're doing what you're supposed to do. And 20% of the time you're just having fun.
Okay. But you can make working out fun.
You can make it, yes.
You can make a game out of it, right?
Yes. Oh, so here's the thing. You have to find, well, when I teach ladies weights, I give them a whole set of exercises, and I tell them, pick your favorites, because those are the ones you're going to do.
Correct.
Okay, so you have a long list. You have 8, 10 different exercises. You're going to find 2 or 3 out of those 10 that I give you that you're going to say, well, I like that.
Okay.
That's what you're going to do. Mm. And then it's fun because you picked it.
It's a good one. Okay, so do we want to go on the wall real quick, or do you want to?
Oh, well, sure. So let's just say somebody has never worked out before.
Okay.
Okay,
or they're overweight and they want to lose weight, and they have to start somewhere, right? Okay.
With movement. Now,
Yeah.
Of course, we haven't talked about nutrition. That's the other component.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. You have to have both.
We gotta put the ice cream down.
Yeah.
That's my go-to when I'm stressed. Ice cream.
Right. So yes, you do have to be more measured about what you eat. But somebody who is extremely overweight and they have maybe bad knees, so they're saying, I can't do anything. You can lift out of your chair, get back down again. Lift out of your chair, get back down again. See, even in this movement, look how much I'm resisting as I'm going up and down. Okay? So now, if this is so easy, okay, but I'm getting a benefit of getting out of my chair.
Right.
All right. So this is where I start women who have just not done anything and they're very overweight. They're starting this way. Okay. So then they're getting to the point where, oh, that's so simple. All right. Then they put the hands over their head, stand and sit, stand and sit. And when that's too easy, you move over to a squat. When you're actually doing a squat, which is just sitting down without your chair, right? Okay.
Are you Indian style?
No, do you want me to show you?
Well, I don't know if I can get you.
No, okay, so you can Google a squat. But the way that you start is just standing and sitting and standing and sitting. Okay, and, oh, that's so simple. Okay, well, do 4 sets of 15 of those. Okay, and you will feel you're getting a benefit out of just that one motion. Another motion is just using your wall to do a wall push-up. So you're using, I can scoot this back
Yeah.
so you can see. So you find a flat surface. Well, okay, so I'll just sort of demonstrate. So you move out from that surface and then move back and forth. And that is your wall push-up. So you're finding a flat surface and you're pushing back. You're moving back from the wall about 3 feet.
3 feet.
Putting your arms shoulder width apart and then moving forward. The other thing I want to talk about is as we age, unfortunately, we start stooping over.
Yes.
Okay, and so stand against the wall, your head against the wall, and start your day by just taking a few steps forward every single day. And that will keep your body in alignment because there's no reason for us to stoop over as we age. It's just a habit.
And isn't it weak tummy?
Oh, that too.
Right.
We have no core strength.
Right.
We can build it.
Okay, awesome. So, little Missy, how can people get a hold of you if they would like to? Do you have your little card? Uh-oh. You didn't bring your little card.
My little card.
Anyway, she has a little card. So what is your website? What is your website?
Yeah, so the best way is to go to my website and to book a call because everybody's different, okay? And everybody has a different starting point. And I get a lot of questions about, well, how do I start? Well, where are you right now? So your starting point is going to be so different than someone who's never done any steps, okay?
Got it.
So it's really hard to give a global, this is what you should do. But I'm very happy to take calls and get people started on the journey.
Okay, so what's your website?
So the website is Dr. Maria, M-A-R-I-A, Cristina, C-R-I-S-T-I-N-A, drmariacristina.com.
.com. Awesome. Well, we look forward to having you back. So that one's going to be on, and so look forward to it because it'll probably be the next one is overcoming barriers and challenges. So that's going to be our next episode. So right now we're going to show you her and Zebby at the barn, and so I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Coming up next, Adventures with Theo and Zebby, right here on Embracing Life Again with Catherine Coffer.
So we are here at the ranch. The one you're seeing that Maria's petting, that's Fireball. So I board at a therapy ranch, and the brown dude next to her, that's Macho. He's a cutie beauty. So, and here comes Zebby. He hears me, so he's coming up to us. Hey, buddy. Hey, look who's here to see you. This is Maria. Yeah. Little cuties. Okay, we're going to put your halter on, sweetheart. So I just gave Maria a shedding tool because Zebby, it's April 2nd and Zebby is shedding right now. We had in Reno, it's called a false spring, so we have like a week or two of really good weather and then it turns to winter again, and so that's what's happened. So now we are undoing his fur, and the reason I have my clients brush him is because he can bond with her and trust her and know that she will not hurt him. So when they do the work, when I do sit them down and they do the therapy work, then he will be still for her and trust her to be able to read if she's under stress or anything is going on with her. So, do you have a lot of hair in there? Yes, you do. Yeah, so you can pound it on the ground if you want. And you can do it next side. So, so I don't know if I told you much about miniature horses, but they are usually, I believe they have to be 42 inches or under to be a miniature horse. Otherwise, they become a pony, right? So it's the size of them that make them a miniature horse versus a pony. And I know I get that question all the time. So Zebby loves to be brushed. I brush him every day just because he has to be clean to do the therapy. So he is, I would say, a very spoiled baby. He is my spoiled baby. He's doing good. He likes that. He loves it underneath his chest right there. You can see him coming towards you. See?
Yes.
Yeah. So he really is enjoying that.
Wow.
And then if you want to, Maria, you can talk to him or do whatever you feel led to.
Yes.
You can hug him, you can take pictures, I don't care. This is your time with the baby. So what's interesting with our bodies is when you're with a horse, our heartbeat and our mind kind of go to their same level, and they have so many, their beats per minute are less than ours, so it calms us. Just being around a horse calms us. And I know people have clinical reasons for that. I cannot remember what it is, so I'm not going to say what it is. But it just, they are such a calming force, and that's why they're considered magical. They can also read you. So if you are under a lot of stress, or you're scared, or something's happening with you, they will look to you because the horses need a leader. So they're looking to you to know, do I need to be scared? Do I need to, do I need to run? What do I need to do? So I'm having Maria sit down as I have my hand there. So what I do is she's gonna hold him, and she's just gonna talk to him, and I will give her some clues, but he should be coming up to her and cuddling with her and just making her feel less stressed, and just be in a joyful place, because he's just yeah, don't let him go too far. He always wants to come to me. Sorry about that. So I try and stay out of the way so he can just be in your mind space, right? So he can feel what's happening with you and then just comfort you. So is there anything you're thinking or feeling, Maria?
Well, lots of excitement about a program I'm developing right now.
And what's that?
It's on stability.
Oh, okay. I don't know if he can help with that.
Getting stronger.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so beautiful.
Zeb, what you thinking? Give her a kiss. Give her a kiss, Zeb. Give her a kiss. Usually he'll respond back. But right now he is looking for food because I did not give him his carrot.
Oh.
Bad mommy.
Yeah. You see, I'm not coming.
Hey,
because
Zeb?
there's no carrot here.
Hey, you need to move up. Move up. Up, up, up. Thank you. So he does know commands. He is very well trained. I'm trying to teach him tricks now.
Oh,
Yep, I want to teach him to bow and
no.
pivot, and yeah, so. not cooperating right now, boo.
You're special.
Move up, dude.
You are special.
Move up. Let's go from this side. Oh, let's see how cute you are from this side. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go get you some carrots.
Does
So
he
you-
know the word carrot?
Oh, he knows. Apples, carrots, he knows them all.
I mean, for the
Okay,
carrot.
so Zebby knows I have a carrot in my hand, so he's coming for it. So I'm gonna give it to Maria. Nope, give her that one. Do that one, buddy. Up, you want to do a little bit at a time. Whoops, took half of it. Ah.
Was that too big a bite?
A little bit, but it's okay. He'll enjoy it. Yep, too big.
Oh.
So sometimes when I am working with kids, especially my foster kids, I have them tell him a secret. So anything that they're thinking about or they don't want to tell anybody, but they want to, get it off their chest, as you would say. I tell them, you know what? He is the safest. He is the safest. It's not person, but he is the safest place for anybody because you can whisper in his ear and tell him anything, and he will never tell anybody. So I have found that really good for the kids that come and see him, right? And so one time I had said that to a little boy, and he went up to his ear and he whispers at him, and the boy's demeanor totally changed. It's like he got that whatever was bothering him off his chest. So he just, and everybody's like, what did you just do? And I said, I just told him to tell Zebby a secret that he's wanted to tell somebody, but he's been afraid to tell, and that Zebby's the safest place that he can do it because he won't tell anybody. And they said that little boy's behavior and everything just changed, and he was smiling again, and it was just like a weight had been lifted.
Wow.
So, so I know you probably don't have any secrets.
I'm good.
But if you did, you could
I
tell
could tell
him.
him.
You could
What?
tell him because he's happy to do that.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really looking forward to summertime because he won't be so messy with regards to grooming, right? He won't have so much hair. But he's always messy with the carrot.
Was that yummy? Was it yummy? Yes. Yes, it was.
So now you are his friend. So I always have whoever's handling him give him a carrot because that's his favorite thing.
Wow.
Carrots and apples, but he's really messy with apples, so you don't want to do that.
Right.
But I do want him to.
I don't have any more.
Nope, he will frisk you now. Now he's gonna clean up.
Yeah, a few scraps down there.
Yep. Clean up, Zeb.
Yeah,
So now I want him to pay attention to you again. But you're a harder one because I don't think you have any real issues that he needs. I don't think he's projecting that you have any issues that you need him for, except for just to see a mini and enjoy being with a miniature horse.
Oh, gosh, yes.
So, Zeb, give her a hug. Give her a hug, babe. That's a good baby. So sometimes he will, it can startle you, but sometimes he feels like a lap dog. Hey. And he will put his leg over your leg, like he wants to be in your lap. He has done that. He does it to me all the time. But when he's comfortable with you, he'll like want to do that. What you thinking, Zebs? It's like I'm thinking I need more food. You don't get any more. You're done. You're all done. You're all done, buddy.
What a sweetie.
You've taken the first step to embracing life again. Let's continue to break barriers, find joy, and dream without limits. Join us next time, and let's discover inspiration through every transition together.